All right, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for the delay. We're getting right into it. Houston Spartans, OMiT Brooklyn, winners round 2. Hardpoint on rewind. We got another rewind coming up after this, but P1 already about half ticked away and only 1 point on the board. OMiT gonna take back the lead, even though not much of a lead so far. All about that P2 rotation here on rewind. That P2 can be so hard to get control over. So we already see Houston Spartans, number 5 on your minimap, trying to get some positioning near Burger. Can't quite do it. They're going to give up a lot of the time on this P1. Look at the route they're trying to hit around outside towards the south side of your minimap. Trying to make their way in. Big fight win from Massacre. Trying to get a second one and does. That's a huge initial break on this upcoming P2 for Houston Spartans. OMiT, though, up about 25 points. They're going to have to try to find this break.
This is a beautiful positioning coming out from them, but Nate perfectly flanked out. They're not going to be able to hold on to this for that long. OMiT still in perfect control in all of these positions. As long as they hold down this flank, there's not really much that Houston Spartans can do, but Nate getting caught out completely out in the open. He's not going to be able to survive for long there. One more chance and an opportunity. Costa tries to go in for the kill, but he's just not going to be able to do much here. They're holding on to the fort, and OMiT, they're just in full control. This hardpoint is possibly gone here until the rotation comes through.
Yeah, it's just constant hit in from the Houston Spartans. It's an absolute bloodbath. 20 seconds left, and OMiT, they're the team to come out on top of a lot of these fights. They're going to be the ones to get it. Houston Spartans, 15 seconds left. The rest of this scrap should go the way of OMiT. How much can they keep control of this P3? And then the P4 after that. They've got a lot of work to do. Already a 50-point deficit against a team like OMiT is not what you want to see if you're the Houston Spartans, but look at the play. Number 4 and 3, or apologies, 1 and 3 on your minimap. They're going to get those P4 spawns locked and loaded. Hyde going to get that great kill to clear out the knife in the back. Still, great time here. No team on position. Finally, Houston going to try to get on, but they get ripped off immediately. A great play from Nate and Sovereign. They're going to get in again as Resurrect going to carry his weight, trying to get in again towards this P3. They've got it for now. Question now for Houston is how are they going to get in towards this P4? They got a couple good kills there, but they just haven't got much more than that.
Finally get a proper hold on to this, but the way that Houston have now set themselves up, it's going to be a very difficult position for them to get a proper hold on to unless there's a proper flank coming through from the side of OMiT. They need to try and pincer these players down from multiple different angles. You can see that I do believe that the members of OMiT, they're just not even going to try to fight into this. They don't want to give away the extra points here. They're playing for the next hard point, and this is smart from them. Just play for the time because they know that the members of Houston Spartans, they're already in for a drastic disadvantage as soon as they try to run into them here on this next hard point.
Yeah, this P4 is so hard to break. You don't have to worry about players in behind, but the great gunfights through the front end. Massacre again. 11 and 9 already, looking to make it more than that. The Sovereign will find Not Miso to try to tick this back. OMiT, they still have the back sponsor. They're spawning very close to these fights. They aren't able to find the kills just yet. There's one, but immediately traded back. Hyde will grab the last kill on the Not Miso, but Resurrect. He'll get Hyde. Still, OMiT the ones on time despite losing more gunfights. That's just how important these back spawns are. You get back into the action so quickly. Skill able to grab one before getting traded down by Not Miso. Sovereign. Nice little flick of the wrist there. Flick of the stick as in comes the play. Now finally back spawns in the favor of Houston Spartans. Not Miso spawning very close, but it's right as this hard point is going to expire. 5 seconds of scrap over to Houston Spartans. All things considered, a really good P4 for them with this position they had themselves in at the start of it.
This kind of rotational spawns from them is just so smart at the end of the day. And if they're able to carry this forward on it, they never mind. They're going to be able to make this rotation first. They capture the hard point, and this has just gone from bad to worse. The members of Houston Spartans, the lead that they had are just completely disappearing at this point. They need to force this out. Good shots coming through, though. Again, from the members of OMiT, they're just winning out on a lot of these gunfights. And none of the members of Houston Spartans, they're really playing into a lot of these fights together. They're taking their individual duels, and it's just not helping them out in the overall trades. OMiT, they're just way better in the individual 1v1s.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we've come to expect from OMiT. Sovereign, Top Truck will find a couple. I mean, finally, Houston Spartans are starting to get some kills on the board, but only 14 seconds left on this hill in a 70-point deficit. A little bit too much to handle. Sovereign up and into their faces. Finds a couple. There's number 3 on the life for him. Hyde on 3 as well. Yikes. Make it 4 before he drops. As Houston, I mean, they're on the outside looking in at the end of the first reset, up 80 points.
down over to the listen-ins to see exactly what the players are going to be going in for. But, good lord, this is just tough to say the very least.
All day.
What happened, Hud?
You want to switch for the rest of the series?
Yeah.
Down.
Non S&D. Oh, shot in black. Whoops.
There we go.
I'm blocking it. Doesn't matter.
All right, bet.
Wow, he 4-bullied me.
Yo.
Lacoste just fried my shit. Okay.
Yeah, put that down, bro.
But I didn't shoot him, dumbass. Shut the fuck up.
Why am I sneezing?
Bro, these motherfuckers are moving, bro.
Nah, I swear.
I'm the anti-crackness, bro. Hold on,
Massacre.
I mean,
They're
you
just
can
too
tell they're
confident.
having a good time with that listening.
Oh, God.
That's what we've come to expect from OMiT. I mean, you're up 100 points. You can afford to get a little dicey with it. I mean, we even heard them say, you know what, you want to swap AR sub for the rest of the series? You know, they're feeling confident. I mean, we just got to hope it's not a little too confident as Houston Spartans are able to find a little bit of a break on this P2, but still very, very close as OMiT. They're ready to find these trades. They just got to get it. Resurrect up close, though. Finds a good gunfight win. Looking for more, though. Needs to get a second, but no. Coasty able to find that one.
He
Strider
just
kill for
pull out a
Resurrect.
secondary for that.
I mean, you know what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, OMiT. They get locked out of this P2. They've got the P3 spawns ready to go, but still 20 seconds on that P2, and they want to fight for it.
Yeah, I do believe that they can even give this one up. It's not really going to hurt them as much. Never mind, no one's actually going to be able to take full control of this. It's going to be massive for them. The members of Houston's, they still have to make this rotation over to the next point, but overall, they're pretty much at the biggest disadvantage. Already, the members of OMiT, they're in full control. They have nothing to really worry about. 200 points could just be on the cards, and the members of Houston, they're just running around like headless chickens at this point. This is tough to watch.
Yeah, Massacre and Coasty will combine for 3. They've got to find a break soon here. They can't afford to let more points bleed. And then the issue becomes you have to find a great break on the P4 after this. There's still a long mountain to climb, and this is not the point in the hill rotation that you want to be at. Down this many points. Skill, again, stands firm for 2. Lacoste will pick up something on the Sovereign. That'll flip the hill for a moment, but OMiT, they're just more than ready for it. Coasty's going to grab both, though. That will grab the break, and they do have the P4 spawns. They were able to find that spawn flip. Houston, they're not going out of this one lightly. They still have about 15 seconds left on this P3. They still got to make things happen, though. That's going to be the rest of the points heading to OMiT. They've got to lock down this P4. OMiT, they were able to mostly keep it locked down. They kept it pretty even last time, but now they're the ones in position to break. They've got to make something happen. Skill with a couple early. There goes Sovereign. What a chow that is. As now they're looking for the back spawn early. They already caused the spawn out. That is a clinical P4 break from OMiT. Let's see if they can keep it going. Coasty and Resurrect will try to find the re-break here from Houston for early on.
This is so smart from them as well. They're playing this one so beautifully. Not a single one of these fights are taken by OMiT on an isolated 1v1 level. There's always someone to trade in for those duels. While on the opposite side of Houston, they've not been able to establish map control, and a lot of their duels felt a bit more lackluster than most. They've been hitting a lot more of their shots though at the very end, but I do believe it's a little bit too little too late. The hard point, I believe this map is just going to be going in the favor of OMiT, and moving on across the line, I do believe that S&D could be the breakthrough for them.
Yeah, they will break 100 points. That's a little bit going for the morale at the very least, but OMiT, I mean, this would be probably the biggest throw I've ever seen if they somehow find a way to lose this one, but heading now to that P2 once more. I mean, apologies, that P5, I should say. As, I mean, Houston, they're the ones here first, but 5 seconds on this hill is not much to find to the side of OMiT. They are on the outside looking in, and I mean, a couple of good hills at the end of a hard point can sometimes give you that momentum you need heading into the S&D to try to make something happen, even if you know that you're out of this exact map. I mean, you still have a great opportunity to keep things alive in the series for, I mean, again, a lot of the U18 players, they play with their heart on their sleeves. They play with a big amount of momentum behind them. And that's what a lot of these series boil down to, as OMiT still not able to close this out. 1 point away. There we go. Finally, in the books, official. OMiT Brooklyn, as we expected. The cornerstone is in we go. Map 2 S&D locked and loaded quick. Pre-nade almost finds a couple of kills. Lacoste killing off in spawn. And that'll be a little thing to try to resurrect, but there's a 3v3 on the deck. OMiT, bomb in hand, looking to try to make their way
What a
in.
shot,
with a
Nate.
great shot. That's a big way to find the advantage, but Massacre able to tie us back up at 2 apiece as Nate still looking for something. Massacre stun checked, will not get taken down just yet. Coasty at a really advanced position, does fall back to handhold with Massacre in this 2v2.
Yeah, tough spot here already. 2v2, they have ideas of where the positions are going to be looking like, but still, the A side primed and ready to go in for the hit. They're taking the 2v2 here, but he's just hunting down the players, and he is quick and swift. Like a knife cutting through butter. Members of OMiT, they are not stopping even for a second.
That is a big 2v2 to find, and I mean, it's just a little bit of a sloppy play from Houston, in my opinion. I mean, they would play together, but you just have one player swinging out in that position, no even potential of a trade. You just can't afford to do things like that against OMiT. I mean, they punish them there, and they're going to keep punishing them all series long if they continue to make those kind of mistakes. As now, OMiT, first chance on the defense for them. If they're able to get this round, a big opportunity to really get a big lead in this S&D. Nate already 3-0, looking to make it 4. There he goes. There's a 4th on the board. RCXD just around the corner for him, if not already claimed. Resurrect able to trade 1 back there on a Sovereign, but immediately he gets steamrolled. Nate confirms that RCXD and then some, not Miso. Will trade 1 back again, time in, time out. Houston, they're able to keep those numbers tight. Let's see what they can do this time on attack in the 2v2.
Even bigger for them. The members of Houston, they just need to hunker down properly. Really commit to a lot of these fights. Make sure they play this 2v2 properly. Play for those trades, because as soon as they try to get a little bit too overly aggressive, that's when you notice that Nate just swoops in and just cleans them up. He just needs information. And as long as the members of Houston don't really give away that information, this is going to be big for them. Nate hunting them down at this point of the game here. You can tell that Houston, they finally got the bomb planted. And now it's going to be the retake situation. Get into the proper positions. Don't allow them to get into any of those power points that would be very difficult for you to clear. I do believe that Hyde fully AFK, I believe.
I don't know what Hyde's doing. I'm not gonna lie, but let's go take a look at Nate. I mean, he's okay. Hyde is here. He's just holding spawns. I mean, I guess not holding spawns, just holding spots, and that's what they needed. He's right on in there. Spots not Miso. Now that's the information gained for Nate to try to do something. 1v2 finds the first one. Can he hit the regen? Looks like the answer is yes, but the time already expired. Nate will be able to get that 7 streak on the board. A couple kills still from that Hellstorm, but what a performance from him. Regardless, Houston Spartans, they'll take the round.
I guess Hyde was just doing something else, or allowed Nate to just play the 1v2 by himself. I don't know. The members of OMiT showing a bit of confidence here, but hopefully Hyde now fully back, locked in and loaded for the following roundups. The Houston Spartans getting this one round for them is going to be pretty big. Think about it. They're finally able to get that sigh of relief and be like, hey, boys, we're still inside of the game here. Not going to be giving up just yet, but early grenade here to maybe try and get a catch.
8 kills belong to Nate right now for OMiT.
I mean,
the rest of this team has got to do something soon, because he is struggling by himself out here. Skill, that's a acrobatic kill, we'll say. That one got awkward quick. Lacoste stuck back in spawn, and that one did not take long. OMiT Brooklyn, they'll find the round, and they punch back so quickly, and with a lot of force behind it. Skill with 3 is great to see.
That was a perfectly utilized nade as well to give him the cover that he needs to jump up and immediately go in for those kills. The communication lines on the side of OMiT is just so good to see. None of them are really surprised by anything, and they're playing like a complete unit, pretty much reminiscent of what they did on Hardpoint. None of them are taking these fights alone, and even if they do, Nate is just, his movement alone is giving them such a significant advantage.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see another opportunity for Houston to tie us back up. Early shots, dangerous play. Sovereign hits that ult route so quickly. Skill wins the 1v1 and not Miso now. 1v4 now, 1v3 on the board. Nate finally did get that streak cleared out in the previous round, so no Hellstorm for him, unfortunately, but mean, you're nowhere near complaining about that performance. Not me, so able to find the stun check, but there's just too many bodies. OMiT, Brooklyn. I mean, they look fantastic right now. I mean, it was the Nate show in the first couple rounds, but now the rest of them look like they've finally woken up in the second map.
Yeah. They just allowed Nate to have those 3 kills for himself early on, it seems. Just showing off, but now that the rest of his team is now stepping up to the plate, members of Houston's, they really do need to rally up together, find a game plan that will work out for them. A lot of these early fights, it's where Massacre really was finding a lot of value. You can tell that he does have the highest number of kills on his team, but it's just not going to be enough unless they're all able to work together. The individual efforts from the team is present, but as a squad, the team play is just not as reminiscent on their side. Still a chance and an opportunity. Good couple of kills here already with the flag beautifully done. The members of Houston, they're able to take down 3. And now it's all up to Hyde. Once again, AFK, I do believe he's having some problems there on the back. Hopefully it does get fixed out soon, but for the members of Houston, oh boy, they gotta hunt down the last player.
Hyde finds one, but immediate trade. Houston will now come back within 1. They've had some strong rounds of their own. I think the first round they won, a little dicier, but that one looked great. I mean, an almost flawless round is exactly what you need for the momentum at this point in an S&D. Almost half done. Now, I mean, you've put yourself in a position where you're only 1 round back, but you've got to make something happen soon here. If you're the side of Houston Spartans, you've got to eventually get in the lead, whether or not it's now or round 11. You've got to get there eventually, so you've got to close that gap, and this is probably one of the best chances you're going to have to do that.
Lots of problems here on the side of Hyde, but the swap outs. Let's see exactly where they're going to be going for this one. Early fight already. There's a lot of problems for Nate, but Nate just went in for a 1v3, and he survives. He kills all 3 and he lives?
That should not happen. Oh my
criminal.
goodness, Nate is just on fire this map. I mean, Hyde, I guarantee is getting yelled at right now for stealing that ace, but my goodness, Hyde and Nate combining for all 4. But let's be honest, this map so far has been the Nate show, putting on an absolute clinic. 12 and 2 right now. That is absurd.
This young man's aim is just sublime, and his movement is just even better. When I think about it, Nate, being able to survive 3 players jumping on top of you like that, it requires incredible levels of movement, and Nate showcasing it once again, just breaking kneecaps at this point, hunting down the last players on the side of Houston Spartans. 2 more remaining. Costa is trying to find maybe 1 player out of position, but none of the members of OMiT, they're even playing out in towards the open. They don't want to give Houston Spartans even a chance or an opportunity to do anything. They want them to come towards them first. And Houston, they're just isolated.
All down to Lakosi. I mean, he's got a surprise position, opportunity for a 1v1, and finds it through the wall. Can't hit the regen, though, as OMiT. I mean, they're lightning fast on those trades. That one a little bit more sloppy for the side of OMiT, but even still, they'll find the round. Hyde gets a nice, good last kill there, as now up against map point, Houston Spartans. I mean, it's do or die time. I want to say this is a must-win map for Houston Spartans. You can't afford to go down 0-2 against a team like OMiT. I've said that countless times now on broadcast, but when you're trying to punch above your weight, I mean, going down 0-2 is almost a death sentence against a team like OMiT, especially on a day like this where they are really firing on all cylinders.
Absolutely. Come around to really make the difference here, and already we can see a little bit of life being showcased by the members of Houston Spartans, backing down over to a 2v2 here. Regent coming in from the side of Nate. Good couple of shots here. Hyde, he's gonna be able to get the kill, and now it's all up to Resurrect to maybe try and salvage the final pieces here. Nate, the raid boss on the server, still very much alive and kicking. 15-3, ladies and gentlemen. A 5 KD to his name will be a difficult task for Resurrect to overcome, but if he's able to, maybe, just maybe, his team still has a chance of getting themselves back into this game.
That spot in the back, spotted out and taken down. It's going to have to be Nate to close this one out. Would you have it any other way? He's got a bit of a timing, but does he realize it? Yes, he does. Can't quite confirm, though. Big tag, no kill. That's an opportunity now for Resurrect to go get that bomb down towards the B side. Oh, he's been given a free sight, though. Will eventually commit to getting that bomb down. I love the patience from Nate here. Just to make Resurrect make the decision. Make him choose between that 50-50, and now that he's chosen wrong, now what can you do for the side of Nate? All down to timing. In the truck as well, not a common position. It'll be interesting to see exactly how this goes. 15-3, looking to make it 16. The Nate show wants another stop. Initial tag the way of Resurrect, though, as he gets aggressive. Nate up close. Finds the tag again for the side of Resurrect. The timer starts ticking down. Nate's got to go. He's got to make something happen. Does he spot him? No. The timing for Resurrect. He'll
That's
just
beautiful.
let him get on and find that freebie. That'll be the round. Nate not able to find the 1v1. Great positioning from Resurrect to make that happen.
This was a masterclass being played out by Resurrect as well. Being able to play for those positions. He just played the perfect mind games. And that's going to be huge for the members of Houston Spartans. The confidence that they will have now going into this next round will be massive. Hopefully Hyde. I do believe that Hyde was AFK on that angle. There is no way that he missed out on that kill. I was watching him on that perspective. OMiT playing in a little bit of a, I would say in a downturn, but hopefully in this round they can close things out, or you never really know. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is a VO5, so if they lose this particular map, then the members of Houston, they're one away from losing this entire series.
Yeah, 5-3 curse online, ready to go. Let's see if it comes to fruition. Nate, again, he's an absolute assassin. Finds another one, 17-3 on the board. Looking for even more. Does get spotted up at the movement. Keeps him up and kicking. Coasty gonna be again taken down. It's down to Not Me So again in the 1v2. We've seen 1v2s from the Houston Spartans so far this map, and it's gonna have to be another one. Nate, 17 kills in what now is the 9th round is unbelievable. And he's looking to notch number 18. Not Me So. I mean, gonna take a trip around the world here. It's OMiT with the bomb. They're not even trying to get this down right now. They are hunting down Not Me So. Spotting out the shoulder. Not Me So catches the
This is
timing
so
and does
well
find
done.
skill. Down to Nate in the 1v1. You wouldn't want anyone else. OMiT. Clean opportunity to get underway. Unfortunately, again, we got pump faked a little bit. We're a little bit into it, and already OMiT 5-life lead, looking to keep things going. Has some good early progress as well towards this B side.
Control is one of those game modes that really favors a much more tactical based teams, and you can tell that OMiT in for a little bit of pain and hurt here if they're not careful. Nate gonna be able to jump through and come out with Hyde being able to find those multi-frags here. They're looking for more and full control already established. The members of Houston Spartans just not able to make their way up here. Good control overall as they're just under full control. I don't think the members of Houston Spartans are yet able to make their way through A side, trying to get over to this control point. They should be able to hold on to this, but the real question is, how does OMiT even try to fight into them?
I mean, it's good map possession from Houston Spartans, but they're trying to spawn trap nothing right now. They do finally get a couple kills to try to get that going. They've got to clear out number 6 on your minimap, Not Me So. He's in a great spot in lobby right now to try to stop some of these players. Hyde just gets ripping as he finds Lacoste towards Lambo. That's a good opportunity as Massacre will catch timing on to Sovereign still. Looking for more here is OMiT. They're up 5 lives, which is great, but this A side can be so difficult to try to get in towards. They just got to trade down and keep their lives in tow. Not Me So. Found one timing, was looking for a second. There we go. Great shots from him. As the life lead dwindles down to 3. Massacre opportunity here. We'll get another timing. It's all the timing and positioning in the world for Houston Spartans so far. We haven't seen them take a full-on gunfight in a hot minute. As OMiT, they spawn out again. They do get the pickup onto Not Me So, as again, it's Resurrect in their way. Nate able to find the trade there, and now a great opportunity to hop on and get some time. 30 seconds and only 6 lives left for the Houston Spartans.
Thank God to work out here at this point. Massacre being able to take out one more. They really need to start playing together a little bit more here. They're giving away a lot of lives. 3 points away. Lacosta able to equalize things out just to the slightest of degrees, but this death is going to hurt them. Houston Spartan down to their last 2 lives. The point taken away here. Couple more seconds left on the clock. They need to be a lot more quicker on this. But then again, one more life. Last player already spotted out, and the members of OMiT, they take this one win. Cells first point, first side of OMiT Brooklyn. Since Spartans are scratching their heads, they had a pretty good mid game, but when it came down to the earlier rounds, they just lost way too many.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an early life lead out the gate from OMiT. I still believe what I said. I mean, their pure gunfighting ability is just better than Houston Spartans. But how many times did we see Houston Spartans? I mean, catching them by surprise, finding that surprise angle. They got that round very, very close, but OMiT in the end were the ones to bring it home. So now an opportunity on defense for OMiT to get a 2-0 lead. And I mean, normally when the control and the series are at 2-0 at the same time, that third tends to be right around the corner. But Nate will find a great opener. 2 for 2 on the initial trade towards the T side. There goes a clear up from Master. Able to find that first good kill. Not me. So tries to find the Chow and will. As down goes Skill. A good opening play from Houston Spartans. Does get evened up by Hyde as he gets 3 with 1 from a nade as well. Sovereign finds the 4th, and that is a great response from OMiT.
They're already running towards the spawn trap as well. This is beautiful coming out from them. Miso in a bad spot. He nearly got caught out there. Nate's going to be able to catch out one more on the opposite side. The Skill trying to work his way up, catch out any one of the players from the side of Houston Spartans, but they're just being isolated here. Nate went in for the spawn trap. He's going to be able to find a kill. And look at the amount of control that members of OMiT have now in this particular round. They're just dropping out lives like flies at this point. Houston Spartans, they're losing out on so many. But finally, Massacre and Resurrect, they chime up. They're able to take this lead down to crawl in towards the corner. Lacosta's not clearing it out. Fuck no! He's not going to be able to find 2. Miso, he could have gotten that clutch there. One after the other, they're able to hold 19 to 18. That's the lead that they had. The members of OMiT, they're dropping it.
Yeah, OMiT, an awkward spot here. Lives very, very tight for what feels like the first time between these two teams, as now OMiT up a life. They still have a lot of in their favor in way of the timer, I should say, as they've got that opportunity. Nate, again, continuing to be that spear for OMiT. He's 15-7 right now, as Hyde 16-9 himself. Sovereign actually having a little bit more of a quiet map, which is surprising for him. Lacoste able to grab a couple in a row. That'll give Houston Spartans an opportunity to get on this B side. They're going to look to full stack it up. They've got to get this going quick. Look at the flag from number 1 in your mini-map. Skill. We're going to try to make something happen. Already grabbed the first one there. Needs more than that, as Lacoste spots him out, tags him, but will not be able to take him down. There we go. Is able to find the 1, but not before getting traded by Nate, as he's 17-8, looking for more. Freezing the timer for just another moment as they get cleared out again. Houston Spartans, they get just to on the doorstep, but they get absolutely flattened at the end as OMiT, they'll find a 2-0 lead.
This was a very close round coming through from the members of Houston Spartans. They finally cracked that map, and they've also started to catch out OMiT completely off guard in a lot of these positions. You can see that the team play and coordination coming through from the members of Houston Spartans is far outclassing a lot of the gunfight capabilities that OMiT have on their side. Now, OMiT, what's the adaptation for this? They need to start playing together a little bit more. I understand, hey, you know that you have the better gunfights. You need to make these rounds a little bit cleaner, because if Houston Spartans are allowed to do this once again, making sure that life lead that they have is that neck and neck, it all will come down to the control point, correct? And knowing Houston Spartans, they're just getting better and better with each and every round. You do not want to give this away.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to find the response right here, right now if you're Houston Spartans, and that is not a great start. Not Miso will win his 1v1, but the other 3 go the other way. Not Miso looking to set up a spawn trap here, has an opportunity to do so, but again, there's just no one spawning right now for OMiT for good reason. Hyde somehow, I think, out of the map, takes a little bit too long to get back in. Will again spawn him out, but not Miso. I mean, you've got to do something from this position. You can't just let them all hit towards this B side. He's going to find a flank and an opportunity, but this front end players just get completely rinsed out, and not Miso gets the advantage in the fight, looks to confirm, but again, the movement of Hyde is very strong. Will eventually find that kill, but it's after the rest of the team is just getting completely farmed in their own spawn. Nate in position for the spawn trap, looking for more, and meanwhile, this B is already completely gone. I mean, it was gone 10 seconds beforehand just because of how far away the Houston Spartans were. What did I just watch there between Lacoste and Hyde? I don't know what that was, but even still, I mean, OMiT, they're just putting the pedal to the metal. We usually see this in round threes where they just say enough is enough, and Nate continuing to just send himself into orbit. 26-10 right now.
Confidence on these players is what's just giving them this edge. You can tell that the members of Houston Spartans, they're trying to play a lot more tactically. They're trying to play it slower, but the members of OMiT, they don't care. They're just going to doubly key their way in to their front lines and just outgun them in a lot of these fights. And even if they lose their lives, they just don't care because they have the control points in their favor and the lives still working out. 7-point lead for them as difference slowly being dwindled here, one after the other. Never mind the members of Houston, they're getting closer and closer to it. Down over to 16 now, 4 lives away from one another. The points to be organized for them. Sovereign though does get the shutdown, down to 11. The members of Houston Spartans, they need to be a little bit more careful going into it.
Opportunity as Hyde has decided to just stay over in the villa. He's just relaxing. He's got an opportunity to catch on Miso, and there he goes, just defending the spawn out. I mean, this is such an awkward position for the rest of the Houston Spartans. This spawn trap is so hard to break, as they just needed someone to finally go in there to get truly put in the blender. This is how they're going to bleed the lives to the side of OMiT. Nate in position will find another, as he'll break 30 in 3 rounds of control. He's got over a third of his team's total kills. I mean, it feels like more than that even as Houston Spartans. I mean, 2 lives left in 18 seconds. Not enough to make this happen. They get intentionally taken down on lives by OMiT. Absolute dominance, map in and out. OMiT